You're a little bit upset about the physicality from Uruguay last night, Mario. I know that's where you did want to get to, because Luis de la Fuente was definitely frustrated too.
Yes, well, we know before the match that Uruguay were going to do that, to be tough, to be aggressive, to put a lot of intensity, because in terms of football, they don't have nothing at all to create problems to Spain. And in the minute 55, you take out your best player like Valverde when you need to win. It's a bit risky from Bielsa's side, but we know Bielsa that is overrated, and maybe in the past he was kind of modern, but right now he's not achieving nothing, and Uruguay I think is the worst World Cup in his history. But Spain knew what was going to do Uruguay. They did it. The red card from Canovio was too late. I think he deserved the red card before. To be honest, I agree with Ale and Alex that Spain needs to improve. But what I mean is that this kind of matches. Yeah, but this is show, you know. No, but the reality is that they need to improve, but it's better to improve while you are winning than while you go through. So, but Uruguay didn't shot on target until minute 85. I think it was a long shot. That it was not any problems tonight. It was not a good match of football, but Spain won. Spain won through, and Bielsa will go out, and Uruguay goes to home.
Okay, well, what would help is keeping Federico Valverde on the pitch. Now, he was hooked in the 57th minute, Ale.
Yeah, and so it tells you that there's more to the story about Uruguay than just the lack of, and the obvious lack of talent that they have on the field. Your best player is Fede Valverde. He's your team captain, and you're bringing him off the field very early on in the second half when you need to win the game. There was no interaction between Fede Valverde coming off the field and Marcelo Bielsa. They didn't even look at each other. It tells me that there are things bubbling. And not underneath the surface, they're bubbling out and about with Uruguay. It was showcased in the manner in which they played. This is a team that was riding on emotion, and it wasn't good emotion. It was about the fight, which I also get to the fact that the refereeing in this World Cup, they've let a lot of things go. Last night was extreme. Last night was too much, a step too far. Referees trying to let things go in a game that needed to be restrained because Uruguay were out there just to fight and to break somebody's leg. Canovio gets red carded. He could have been red carded, to Mario's point, sometime earlier in the first half, not the second half. To me, Uruguay were out of control, and that's the desperation of a team that knows nothing or knows that they don't have any other chance, any other opportunity, and they don't know what to do. And because they have nothing to do, they have desperation, and in desperation, you get to the violence, you get to the fight. That was Uruguay last night, very poor for them. And not just last night. Over the course of the tournament, they have been very poor and very disappointing.
Valverde coming off in the 57th minute. I mean, we've seen some great goals for him from distance as well. They could have done with him, surely, to see out this game.
Without question. It made absolutely no sense to anybody who knows this game. I'm with Ali. I think this substitution was more to do with whatever is happening behind the scenes within that Uruguay camp than it had to do with football. From a footballing perspective, it made absolutely no sense. But coming into this one, all the talk was about Uruguay and the disconnect between the players and Bielsa. And you felt that Fede Valverde, because of who he is, because of who he plays for, would have been at the front lines for the Uruguayan players. That substitution confirmed exactly that for me, because otherwise it makes absolutely no sense.
Mario, you were on commentary for this game. What did you think when you saw Valverde getting taken off?
Well, I don't remember now, but we all know that it was something personal between Bielsa and Valverde, that Bielsa lost the control of the group long time ago, not now. I had information that they offered him to sack him before the World Cup, but he wants his money, so he didn't refuse to his contract. And, well, that's the problem of Uruguay during this World Cup, apart from the injuries from Araujo, from Jimenez, from the Rascaeta. But the reality is that Bielsa, I think it was a good coach on the past, but he don't know how to handle the groups. And it was a big problem from Uruguay side, and Valverde is your best player. And he said he changed him because he wants more in attack. I don't know, but Valverde can score from everywhere. He can play in every position, so no sense at all.
Okay.